last but not least, to the Coastal-Burwood Community Board. Kim, welcome to the table.
I've got my partner in crime, Tim, coming along too, and Joe. Thanks. Just
oh, look at that sugar wood.
Great, so Kim and Tim, good to have you with us. And you have 10 minutes to present your report. Thank you.
Good morning, thank you Andrew. Morning councillors, staff and community. Just as we introduced, Tim is our Deputy Chair and Joe is our Board Governance Manager, so thank you, well, it's lovely to be here. We have no Part A's to report back from our meetings on the 1st of May and 15th of May. Under the Community Board decisions under delegation, just like to highlight one thing. The board approved the repairs of the earthquake damaged South New Brighton boardwalk, which you can see up there, the bridge and the shore protection and the concept design of the car park, and this has been achieved within the allocated budgets, and the community feedback has been brilliant. They are so excited that they're going to get this lovely special asset back and a few enhancements along the way, and a really big thank you out to staff because they listened to the community board and the community's desires and consequently provided a win-win situation, and so this is a really good outcome for us for these earthquake repairs, so thank you. Significant projects and initiatives, we have New Brighton Pier up there, slide 8, thank you Joe, and this is going along really, really well. It was fantastic to know that the contractors made a way that the pier could actually stay open while they were repairing it. The only time they close it is when they've got some big trucks coming and going, but the majority of the time it's open. It'll be completed in February 18. And if you're really interested in that sort of stuff, go down and have a look because it is quite fascinating. Slide 9, thank you. The South Brighton jetty repair, great progress has been made on this, and this will be completed about July, August, so that sort of links in with South Brighton. We've got really good movement going on there, and again it's something that you can take your kids down and watch in the weekends. Significant community issues. We've got here, Estuary Edge is really predominant for our area. South Brighton here. We've got 3 separate issues on the Estuary Edge there in South Brighton and South Shore, but they're all related. So the first one, as I've mentioned previously, is that the South Shore residents and community came up with their own report on a way to provide protection, reinstate the protection that they had before from the earthquakes, and they provided this to us at the community board, which was done by OSL Consultants. So they have asked us as a community board to help assist them with that. So the progress on that is that the community board have had a briefing meeting with Regenerate Christchurch because this particular stretch is in the red zone, and we have had that first briefing, and then next week we're hoping to have a follow-up meeting to discuss a way forward. Real concerns here. There, as you can see at the top left, that is part of the protection gabion baskets. Is that correct, Tim?
Yeah, in South Brighton.
In South Brighton there, that's gabion baskets, the wire and the rocks. So generally they work, but being earthquake damage and the land slumping, it's proven to be a challenge there. Moving on to the South New Brighton issues there, which is the land area of Southbridge, slide 3, 4, 5 and 6. Are we still there?
Yep.
Okay, sure. So we're just talking about the urgent action required there at South New Brighton. Part of that was the land that has been, we've got the slides up there just showing the land.
Which one was that?
Yep, some of those.
Yep.
That's good. The estuary edge there, as you can see, in the last storm, we've had quite a bit of erosion there, which is a real worry for the camping ground at South New Brighton, because the estuary edge protection that is there has sunk. We're just finding that it's been eroded quite quickly. We were down there on the 1st of May to hand the keys over to the new lessees of the South New Brighton camping ground, and they're really concerned about this because the protection hasn't been reinstated. So we're discussing this with staff, and we'll bring Regenerate Christchurch into that, but this is a really urgent issue at the moment because as you can see, we're going to be losing some trees any day now. So now we're on to the images. So coming up here, this is the midges issue, which we've brought up from time to time. The community, we met with them, we've met with the affected residents twice in the last month. The meeting we had last night was with the whole community board and to hear their concerns, but at the peak, at the worst, which you can see top left, is windows and doors, and they're attracted to light, and literally they're just covered the black. This is a real concern. At its worst, it's like a biblical plague, you might say. At its worst, yeah. So we're going to do something about this, and so there we have midgets, okay? Midgies. So these residents, in the peak of it, they can't actually go outside. They're told to shut their windows and doors. It's just you know, quite disturbing. So out of last night's meeting, the outcome of that was to ask staff to provide an options report, and the options report will include something from that's short-term action and also looking at long-term action here, because to be quite real, everyone in this room actually contributes to this problem, because this is all around the am I allowed to say poo ponds? The sewage treatment ponds, and so it's a citywide issue. We hope to make some progress on this, because they shouldn't be living with that. Okay, so now we go to Community Board Significant Matters of Interest. We have got the Community Services Award coming up next week, and it's always really exciting to reward and acknowledge those who strengthen community spirit and acknowledge the commitment to their making our neighbourhood and city a greater place to live. So we've got that coming up next week, which is amazing. Also, people have mentioned the Styx River Source to Sea bus trip. Fantastic host, thank you very much, really enjoyed that. And now, yeah, it was amazing. Food was really great as well, and we're part of that now as we've adopted the Spencerville and Brooklands into our ward. We've got the Pukeko Centre information there. We've put a link, and this is a really great story about two community groups, Parklands Bowling Club and the Parklands Rugby Football Club, coming together, pulling resources and being really innovative and creative with their the outcomes that they've achieved, and they've managed to secure buildings, old buildings from the Freeville Primary School to make this come about, and they're going to be building it in stages. But you'll have to go to the link to just check into that. Sorry, I don't have a picture. Oh, we do later. The National Community Board Conference, which some of us attended there, that was a fantastic conference. We provided you with the link, and can I strongly encourage councillors and staff to have a professional development day or two with the same guest speakers that we had, because they were really fantastic and outstanding, really encouraging and inspirational. So that was fantastic to be part of that. The Coastal-Burwood Community Board bus tour, well, thank you to everybody that came. We had a lot of fun. All the pictures that we're seeing up here, I think we can credit to Dion, our budding photographer Dion Swiggs. Actually, mentioning you, Dion, I had a really important announcement to make before we started our bus tour, and Dion piped up and said, "You're pregnant." So we haven't got a budding photographer, we've also got a budding comedian. But the very important announcement that I was going to say was actually there was no easterly. So I just needed to make sure that everybody that was on that bus trip actually knew that there was no easterly at that point. Don't say a thing, Sarah, it did come up at 10:10. Yeah, I know. Coffee was good, wasn't it? Yeah, so these next slides we've got here, as you, so just go back, sorry. The top right, that there happens to be the QE2 starting there, coming up out of the ground now, the sport and recreation, absolutely fantastic. Went there and saw that, fantastic. Down below we've got the Spencerville Surf Life Saving new club rooms, awesome facility it's going to be. It won't be able to open until we get them potable water, so hence our annual plan request of $50,000 there for them. What's the next slide? Thank you, Joe. We've got up the top left, we have the Horseshoe Lake Reserve. We're out in consultation at the moment about the Little Wee Footbridge, so we're just waiting for the results of that. At the bottom there is, again, Dion, beautiful photo. That's where we started off, no easterly, fantastic day, and DCL Rob Hall took us through what was happening there. This is amazing, the information Imagination Station is something new coming to New Brighton, opening on the 16th of June. It's a new pop-up. It's going to be here for 10 weeks, and this has been made possible by a grant by DCL to the Imagination Station from their Creating Momentum Regeneration Fund. And so that's a really thing. Get on down there with your kids and check that out. If you haven't done the town one, you can check this one out as well. So it's not only just to play, you also can have school groups can go there after school, during school. You can also have birthday parties and after school classes, so that's fantastic. And there's a picture down there on the bottom right, and that's the Pukeko Centre that we were talking about. Just some plans there. And the last slide, finishing up here, is the what? The perfect morning in New Brighton. That's absolutely amazing picture. And when I look at that, I just think about it's a new morning and it's a new start for New Brighton. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Great, thank you very much. Are there any questions on this report? Glenn?
Wonder how you found the, I've got a comment after this, it's how you found the South New Brighton jetty, and because you're a new board member, Kim, although our chair, but both the jetty and the boardwalk process in arriving at that.
How I found the process?
Yeah, getting to that point.
I thought it was fantastic for the community to be involved in it. I thought it was amazing how we were, as a board, were able to revisit a report, and how the staff took that on board and went away, worked really hard to achieve the results that we were asking for. And it was even better than we expected because of the results that we had, and was able to come under budget, allowing the other things that were needing to be done through earthquake to be done as well. So that was absolutely, the process I thought was really encouraging.
The reason I asked that set-up question, Oscar Elpers was here before. He said he was at an elected members seminar he took part a few years ago. He said always question staff reports, you know, with due respect to our staff, but that and the asbestos remediation good examples of when you push hard and question, things can be done. You know, an option may present that it suggests it can't, but they've been great outcomes.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. Dave?
I'd just like to give greater emphasis to the part about the midgets with the observation ponds. We have a number of residents in the Bexley area, Newry area that are in absolute atrocious conditions with midgets, particularly in the summer months. So I'd just like to say that it is a very serious problem. And we need to, once we get these options back, consider how we can improve the lot of these people, but they're living in conditions where they can't actually entertain outdoors. They can't open their doors at night for infiltration of just thousands of midges. And when their houses are lit up at night, they go into the bathroom, for example, and it's just the window is just a black mass. The midges are attracted to the light. The sides of their building, one neighbour, one person spoke to us last night, had erected a new fence, an iron fence. The fence got warm in the summer months and it was just black with midges. So I'm very keen to see some progress on this issue, and it does extend to looking at different sort of chemical applications that we might be able to bowl these midges over, right through to the ultimate and quite expensive option of installing a UV plant in our our sewage treatment plant, which would obviate the problem altogether, but it comes at some cost, and I'm led to believe something like about $2,000 or $3,000 a day in power charges to operate it. So we have a quite quite a problem of some magnitude that we've got to sort out here.
And I'd just like to respond to say that staff do understand the issue and have taken it seriously. So they've been working on this for some considerable time. It's a very difficult issue to address.
It's a huge issue.
An options paper also took up what's been done in the past as well.
So anyway, it's great that we're acknowledging that we have a huge problem, and I hope that we're able to give these residents some relief in the next summer months to come.
Yeah, clearly there's some work underway around this options paper. Clearly there's work that's been done in the past as well. The hope would be, of course, that we're able to put in place any changes or anything as a result of the options paper prior to the summer months, and we're hearing that loud and clear. Final question from Pauline.
I was just going to reiterate that it was on our Three Waters and Waste report yesterday at the ITI committee, so we'll be following that through, and there's already been significant money spent on this issue, so obviously it's nowhere near resolved. It is challenging, but we'll be following it through as well. And it's more of a comment really. I just want to congratulate this board, because you guys are going from strength to strength, and the passion that you have for everything you've got out there, and you're very, very lucky to have everything you have out there in the environment. It's a real gem, and I think that your board is leading the regeneration of New Brighton, and I just want to congratulate you for that.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So item 13, the recommendation is to receive the community board report, moved by Glenn, seconded by Dave. All those in favour? Against? That's carried. Thank you very much indeed.